glad to be here today to do this meaningful recording that is profound to me. Let me quickly clean the discussion I just had with one of my best friends, who in our conversation did make it clear to me that the average Nigerian at this point in time, who are 70% of average Nigerian, if they don't go to work today, they won't be able to eat. That's the reality of the situation. If they don't go to work today to go hustle, which is the brand of the people that Asiwaju is giving the $50,000 to, which are the hairdressers, the side people who are on the side of the street that are selling akara, akamu, tea. If they don't go out there today and do that, they're not going to be able to get enough food to eat. That information was very, very crucial in the sense that when he revealed that to me, the first thing that crossed my mind was the demonstration that just happened in Bangladesh, where that woman who has ruled for 15 years instituted a quota system that made her to get to the point where she is now in India, ready to still go straight to Europe. Okay. In our discussion, I did make it clear to my body that as at 24 hours a day, there was one of the nuggets in the discussion of which the head of the household did not bring forward bring forward any standing solution to how the protest demand is addressed, but he's calling them to come into dialogue. Is it saying that he doesn't understand what is going on? That's what I'm saying. Does he not know what is going on? Or, does he not know that what is going on? Because what he sees, what he brought forward in the discussion would help somebody like me, who after spending 40 semi-years abroad have come and say, I'm going to come home to come and help Nigeria out. All the things that he had defined were things that I personally, I am going to visit with and see whether we can organically start putting that in place. So, if you are understanding order, understanding protocol, you won't find out that there were a lot of stuff which I did recommend to another of my friend to go and take advantage of the $50,000 that he's giving out as a loan, because she has accounts receivable, accounts payable, and she can take that accounts receivable, account payable, and just go to the bank. When she gets to the bank, submit it to the bank, and the bank will send it to the database, upload to the database. Whether they give her the money or they don't give her the money, that's not the issue. The issue is that at that point in time, she would now be in the no. She will no longer be at the Betway, because a lot of, I think it's the number of those people that he is planning to give that money to is pretty huge. But the business is out there in the 200 million people. It's a little bit the fact that there's going to be like if it's 70% had to go out there and work every day, they're not going to be able to eat. We're talking about a country of 250 million people. With 70% of that, we're talking about 70%, which means approximately um, one 160 million. I'm making that up. That was the statistic he gave to me today. It was mind-boggling. So we then discussed go further how in my what I told him was that we are hoping that let me go back a little bit. Let me visit another point. The point I'm going to visit that in the past 24 hours there has been what you call a lot of information that came out and say that those police head, the government, the military head, the CID, which is Central Intelligence Division, all those apparatus have now started making um, intelligent gathering on the diasporans who they believe are not in the country, and when they do come into the country, they will be apprehended. But what they're trying to do there is to avoid anarchy. What they're trying to do there is to avoid anarchy. We don't want this country to go into flame. But we don't, if it does happen, like what happened in Bangladesh, happened to us here, the source that I was discussing with this says that it's not going to change anything because his lieutenant, his second in command, is from a specific ethnic group of the ruling class. And that's not going to make any difference. I knew that that's not going to, nothing's going to change. That is the more reason why I made the recommendations 2 or 3 days ago that if you're coming from the diaspora into the country here, what you need to do is to come in here, bring your expertise, here, not as not in the format of going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You need to come in here and come and settle down, because based on the information that was supplied to me by my sidekick in Atlanta, who told me that if you're going to do a business in the United States, in America, at the promised land, you're going to have to be there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because if you're not there, people that you are thinking that they're going to be able to do it will be distracted, and they will they'll go into something else. They will not be there to help you like the way you would love to get the help from. I knew that. That's the more reason why I wasn't doing back and forth, back and forth. I only have one way ticket into America, and I have one way ticket back. Since I've been back now, I have successfully been able to feel that the direction I'm going to take since my arrival is going to be one. How do we solve one of the major problems that we have, that is we are being deprived of, and that is what the other major player, whether it is called the belly of the beast, or whether the Kremlin, or whether India, or whether Pakistan, whether in the NATO allies, is that nuke. And as far back as before I left this country, I already knew, and that my president then did not go into providing the energy that is sustainable at the base. Apart from the energy sustainability, there's also the issue of where, if you look at the present tomorrow, in terms of what Putin has, that the West is the fact that he will say, I can level Europe overnight. I am saying that since my return back, I am going to be pursuing a program, and I'm going to be one of those people they call the forefathers of the people who are going to be able to pursue the program within the system that would morph into that sacred cow that they have in place. I'm going to recommend that the energy setup can be revitalized via making a stable grid system. I repeat, the energy can be revitalized having a stable grid system, because I already mentioned two examples. It's the grid system that failed during the hurricane in Puerto Rico. The grid system of the state that I call home for almost like 40 years in the United States, which is Texas, their grid system continued to fail when there are incremental weather. So here, 2 days ago, I saw across my desk there was a light that was in the front of my house with the NEPA coming on. I didn't have no NEPA. That's because they have a different grid system of distribution. So the grid system is going to be, we're going to try and use what you call the artificial intelligence and quantum computer to build a grid system that's going to be stable, whether from the nuclear, whether from the solar, whether from wind, whether from combustible energy. It doesn't matter. We are suffering in this country, and one of the areas where we need to take care of is the stabilization of the energy setup. I've already made the promise that before I die, I'm going to address that issue. So I may be the one that they will call the godfather of the stable, sustainable energy system. If it does morph, because we are late to the game now, if it does morph into nukes, so may it be. So mote it be. And I'm repeating that. So may it be. I won't regret it at all, because we're long overdue to have such a do or die situation dated back to when the first republic under Shehu Shagari did not address it. And we're looking at all other, even countries like Libya under Gaddafi was strict. They tipped him off and said, if you give up your nuke, we will not mess with you. All of a sudden, Russia, America, Britain, from France, they all connect together and got rid of my boy. So